Good Saturday morning, tactician. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another unscripted Rantview. I noticed the Plagueburst Crawler is now visible in the game, because the incursion event starts in a few days. And so, let's have a look at it. At the first glance, scroll you thing, it looks like a turtle. Or maybe like a turd. Both are fitting for the Death Guard. Okay, jokes aside, looking at the active ability deals some amount of damage to an enemy unit that is within a friendly contagion aura, or otherwise has their armor reduced. So this is obviously intended to synergize with the Death Guard, potentially with the Adeptus Mechanicus, who can deploy the contagion hexes, and those reduce armor except on Death Guard, mechanical units, and immune units such as raid bosses. There can also be some synergy with Godswill, whose passive reduces armor, again not against raid bosses. Sorry, hardware for breakfast. And possibly for Harken. Sorry, about to sneeze. I hate spring. We got catkins growing in the hillside behind our house, and guess who is allergic to catkin pollen? Right. Or with Harken's active, same terms and conditions apply. So I don't see this as being very useful outside of PvP for Death Guard enjoyers, and seeing as the primary ability has no internal initial cooldown, probably doesn't matter much, because I think you will only be able to utilize this in that one Octarius, I think, arena where both teams start intermingled with together. But the damage looks somewhat high, so maybe, just maybe, if you can charge in with Godswill and strike something with his passive and the something survives just barely, you could use this ability to finish it off. The secondary ability, however, targets a hex on the battlefield. It's really worthy, but it has way too many conditions to describe easily, and I don't want to read all of this because, well, I'm sort of expecting that people who play Tacticus are all literate. But basically it's an AoE path that deals damage to whatever is on the target hex and around it, and is in a friendly contagion aura, or has their armor reduced by the aforementioned effects, and then suppresses them. This will be really difficult to utilize because, again, the guaranteed armor reduction effects. Oh, I forgot Snappa. It can also work with Snappa Reka, I guess. Are few far between, and other than Godswill, you probably won't want to be using them. The thing is that it adds contamination to the target hex, and up to 2 random hexes around it, because Snowprint loves their RNG. And this could possibly be utilized to trigger Tangida's attack mode damage buff against enemies that are armor reduced. But again, where would you want to use it like this? Because raid bosses are immune, and you don't really get to use Tangida against other targets, especially not in PvP, to trigger attacks against one specific unit because of positioning. So from this perspective, I don't think this is, well, this isn't convenient to use. I'm not saying it's not powerful in the very specific conditions. So I think the main use of the secondary ability will be in PvP, most likely in the tournament arena, when you're playing Death Guard, and when you can last at least into round 3, so that you have the Stink Aura of range 2 probably, and then you can AoE suppress and further reduce the damage you take, which I can see being very useful against the Death Guard. It could be the final straw for the enemy trying to bring you down. But realistically, to take advantage of this, you need them to have failed their initial strike on your rod bone, so that you are still alive. And that means they are out of position and probably have 2 or 3 heroes already dead. So I don't really think that this Machine of War will have much impact on the game. Nevertheless, I will be playing its incursion when it comes around in the 2 days or whenever it does. And I'll show you, hopefully, how to clear it. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about the Plagueburst Crawler. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm full of Plagueburst, and we shall see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you around, Tactician.
If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and watch the video again.